And then that night at bingo, something happened. My mom gets the chicken strips, and so do I. I'm just eating. I save my crispiest piece for last. I'm chewing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm chewing on bone. Like, I have chicken bone in my mouth. Like, ouch, ew. I take it out of my mouth and I'm like, this looks weird. And then I feel my tooth back here with my tongue. And I'm like, wait, that's actually my tooth that just broke.
Like I said, not the worst thing in the world, but could have been so much better. There's so much potential in this thing. So much potential. I was hoping for better.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about co-host Amberlynn Reid, who has just came back from quite the hiatus on YouTube, which normally she is if she's gonna not post for like a day, she will let everyone know that she's not going to be posting, but that did not happen this time. So there was a lot of speculation over what was happening. There was a lot of people that were concerned to an extent, and obviously people were just kind of wondering where Amberlynn was. Well, we got an answer today, and so that's the video we're going to be talking about. So it says, I am back, where have I been? As you can see, it looks like she is crying, but for those of you that might not know, the last video that was uploaded before that was my health has gone downhill, I feel my weight gain, and she's talking about the fact that she has gained some weight, she feels that she's gained some weight, and in that video, as you can see, she had bought a new scale because she realized that the scale that she had been using at home was broken, and we don't end up learning the current weight in that video, and so obviously a lot of people were kind of curious as to where we were sitting now, and so that brings us to the I'm back, where have I been? We are not going to go over this entire video. I just don't think that it's necessary. A lot of it is just kind of footage of her it's not important. It's not important, basically. It's just stuff that she filmed before this break, right? And then we're going to start this video off from the beginning of this break, where she is coming back now and she's telling a story as to why she was gone.
So that was literally from like a week and a half ago. And then that night at bingo, something happened, and this is just like the story time of where I've been. So I'm at bingo with my mom. I'm there with my mom's fiance. We're ordering some food to eat. My mom gets the chicken strips, and so do I. So something that we do when we both get chicken strips is I give her my big, thick pieces because I don't like those. So she'll give me her small, crispy pieces because those are the pieces that I like. So we did that. Everything's good. I'm just eating. I save my crispiest piece for last. I'm chewing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm chewing on bone. Like, I have chicken bone in my mouth. Like, ouch, ew. I take it out of my mouth and I'm like, this looks weird. And then I feel my tooth back here with my tongue, and I'm like, wait, that's actually my tooth that just broke.
I understand that, and that can be some scary stuff, as going through dental pain. It can be very frustrating and annoying, especially if you're someone that I'm pretty sure Amberlynn has similar history to me with dental stuff, where I did not take care of my teeth, especially when I was younger. I didn't have the resources or the people there to force me to do certain things that I probably should have done. And so I get, having dental insecurities as well as like trauma and stress about that. And so, I understand being freaked out by this, at the very least.
I've always had really bad teeth issues all right here. I don't know what it is. Like, I brush my teeth night and day. I'm very good about oral hygiene.
So I'm not going to say that I don't believe that, but I do think this is for anyone out there. It's good to brush your teeth, but make sure you are flossing, okay? And this is something that I was not doing enough of up until the past, probably 5 years is when I really started actually flossing. Make sure you're flossing. It's very important, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. Amberlynn, if you're not flossing, make sure you start doing that, all right? Or at least get a water pick or something, just something. Flossing is important. It's very, very important.
But sometimes that doesn't even matter. Like, your mouth genuinely just has a mind of its own sometimes. So
I don't know if I'd say a mind of its own, but I think that there is validity in saying that some people's mouth and their bacteria, from what I understand from, this is something that Amanda has kind of taught me, is that some people are just going to be more prone to cavities and having issues with that than some other people. Even if you are someone that brushes religiously, you take care of your, you take care of your teeth. For some people, they're just going to have cavities regardless. And so, I do want to put it out there because, of course, there are comments saying that, this is all completely her fault and she could have avoided this, which I don't know for sure. Obviously, I don't know her, her dental health routine that she goes through every day. But, there is validity. I don't want someone watching this to feel like they have issues with their teeth and they feel like they're taking care of it. And then everyone in the comments is saying, it's a lie. The only way that you would have dental issues is because you're neglecting something, which it's not always the case, in my opinion.
I've always had like a really bad tooth back here that had like a hole in it, and it was kind of broken prior to a dentist appointment that I had years ago, and it always randomly would cause me issues. I'm talking like so much pain. I'm like rocking back and forth.
I definitely understand this. When I was, I don't remember what age, probably like 12 or 13 maybe, I used to get toothaches quite frequently, and then I had one that was it was so unbelievable that I cannot even explain to you how much it hurt, right? And the side of my face, I think it was on my right side or left side, obviously one of those sides, was so swollen, right? It was insanely swollen. Not long before that, I had gotten a root canal, and that took hours. And I remember just being like, this is literally the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Again, I was a kid, and it just was horrible. And I remember I basically we didn't go back to the dentist for forever. And then by the time they ended up looking at it, they were like, maybe we can do a root canal, but we're not sure, but we could also just pull it. And I remember being like to my mom, because I was obviously a kid still, just pull it. It'll take no time at all. Just take it out, because it's like one that's in the back. It's like one of the molars in the back. It's still one that I'm missing. But I just remember being like, just take it out. I don't want to deal with this anymore, because when you get chronic tooth pain and toothaches like that, it's miserable, man. I remember I was miserable. So I can feel her on this for sure.
I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I want to punch my mouth and genuinely just take out the tooth myself. Like the pain would radiate all up here, all down here, in my ear, in my eye. Like it was the worst pain I've ever felt. So when I broke the tooth at bingo from the chicken strip, like I genuinely didn't feel any pain. I didn't think anything of it, because I'm like, this tooth already causes me problems randomly. Like every other month, I'll just be in so much pain. It's something that I just like deal with. And listen, I've gone to the dentist. They've told me we probably cannot save this tooth. So like getting a root canal is just not even going to be an option. And I've just kept it and kept it and kept it, because getting a tooth removed is honestly like mentally really, really hard. Like genuinely, if you've ever had to have a tooth removed, then you.
So I mean, I could understand if it was one that was visible, but one that's not visible, especially if it's causing me pain, and getting it removed will alleviate that pain. That's, for me, that it's a no-brainer in my head. Obviously everyone's different, but yeah, for me, having a tooth removed before, I would certainly do it again. I mean, I recently, the past few years, had I think 3 of my wisdom teeth removed, and I didn't really have a problem with it. I was very lucky. The healing was completely fine, and I was able to I think I made a video the next day. It wasn't really much of an issue for me.
That. So it was that night when I came home from bingo. I'm like, oh great, I'm getting a toothache. And then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you, like I couldn't even talk. I was in so much pain, rocking back and forth, my whole body shaking. I'm like crying uncontrollably. It was miserable. So I'm not a medicine girly. I only take medicine when I actually truly have to take it. Like if it's like there is no other option. So I pop some Tylenol. An hour later, the pain is easing. 4 hours later, hurts again. Pop some Tylenol. 4 hours later, hurts again. Pop some Tylenol. This was a cycle I was repeating for like 3 days straight. And I mentally and physically was like, I'm going to just stop this vlog and I'm going to take a few days break from YouTube. And that's why I posted on my members only community tab saying like, I don't think I can go live, because I'm telling you, like talking repeatedly, like moving my jaw, like.
So That's completely fine, right? And I feel like this is where more people kind of have an issue. I think it's the fact that Amberlynn has this members only thing, and she said that I'm going to be doing, I think it's like at least a minimum 2-hour live stream every single week for members, which people pay. I think it's $10 a month to be a part of that, right? And so people are, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are kind of frustrated about the fact that they didn't get it, but then also there was just really no explanation until now. And again, this is coming from someone who is the queen of just oversharing and over-explaining. And so it's just very bizarre that she kind of wasn't really sharing much, which, again, you could say, well, no one's owed any explanation. I would agree with that to an extent. But once you are, you have a membership and you are taking money from people, and you say there is going to be a live stream every single week for you, and that's what this money is for. When that doesn't happen, I feel like an explanation, while it's great that she's making this video and explaining things, I guess I think it should have happened either the day the live stream was supposed to come out, or maybe like right after it, maybe just kind of, hey, like I'm having these tooth issues, it's making it so I can't talk, I'm going to be going to the dentist soon to get it removed or whatever, right? But just explain to people what's going on. And especially like with the YouTube, maybe this is being cynical, but I feel like part of this has been almost on purpose to kind of, not like obviously the tooth pain stuff, I'm sure that all happened, but like being cryptic about stuff and not sharing what's going on. I think that she kind of enjoys that. And honestly, you kind of see it in her video, right? Because this video right here, the My Health Has Gone Downhill, this video was not sitting at almost 80,000 views, right? But it kept growing. It was sitting, around all of these numbers, 50, 40,000, like the normal numbers that she gets. And it's just been growing and growing and growing since she hasn't been posting, right? And I'm sure she saw something like that and she was like, oh, well, I just won't really kind of update people on what's going on. Again, that's my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, but it's just as someone that makes content, it kind of makes sense to me.
I did not want to do those things because it genuinely hurt. So it was the morning on day 4 where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get my tooth removed. Like, I genuinely have to do it. I cannot continuously be dealing with this because the pain was so bad. Like, how like when you go to a hospital, they ask you like 0 through 10, what's your pain? Like, I wouldn't even been able to like say 10. I would have been like 100. Like,
yeah, no, I get it. Like, I remember when I was having really, really terrible toothaches, man, I didn't even want to open my mouth for anything. I don't know why, but it was just so unbelievably painful. So I empathize.
It hurt so bad. Like, there's just no words for it. So long story short, went to the dentist, got my tooth removed. I forgot to mention that it was removed because half of it was gone. I do have it if you guys want to see it. I'm not going to show it in this video though. I ain't scared. I ain't shy. But half of it was gone. There was an infection and a nerve was being exposed. So it was
yeah, I guess from what I understand, usually when it's really bad pain like that, a lot of times it's because a nerve is exposed and that's what's causing the pain, because it's an exposed nerve that's being touched by things it shouldn't be touched by, right?
A lot of different things causing such horrific pain. And it was one of my really large molars from up here. So it was a massive tooth. It was very scary. Like, I had a lot of anxiety there. My mom was holding my hand the whole time, which was so sweet of her. My dentist is literally the best dentist ever. Like, I think everyone should go see him, but I don't want anyone to know who my dentist is. But like, genuinely such an amazing man. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, such amazing bedside manner. So the night that I got my tooth out, I was in a lot of pain, obviously. I mean, it was a massive tooth that came out. But I woke up the next day, which this was a few days ago, by the way. I think I'm on like day 4 of healing. I woke up the next day and I felt so much relief. And now that it's been more days, you guys, I'm healing beautifully. I feel so much relief. You have no idea. I think I just, for the longest, had a baseline of pain that like I was so used to it, that now that I don't have it, I feel this like relief that I didn't even know that I was gonna feel.
So that's pretty much all that we need to go over. The rest of it is it's really not necessary. And so that's kind of what's been going on. Amberlynn had a pretty, in her words, a pretty significant, dental emergency that she had to get handled. And that's kind of where she's been. That's kind of, it's really nothing super crazy. I did want to just kind of update, let people know what's been going on. As I sit here, I know that a lot of people, whenever Amberlynn makes any sort of video, and this is the one thing that, for me, and this is just my opinion, but this is the one thing that kind of frustrates me sometimes about the girl world kind of situation, is it feels like there's, regardless of what the video is about, it's like we want to criticize every single little thing. And I feel like sometimes there are things that are worth criticizing, but something like this, like, I don't know, like I'm sure that she feels that she takes care of her teeth well enough, and these things just happen. It's like, dental emergencies, things going on with your teeth, these things just happen. And so, like, turning it into like, you did this wrong and you need to, I don't know, it seems a little silly to me. I think that she claimed that that's what happened, whatever. I know that she doesn't have the best track record of being the most honest person in the world, but I feel like getting overly upset about this is silly, in my opinion. I hope that the tooth heals well and, there's no more issues and you're able to move on, right? That's kind of the way that I feel. But I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.